that you get accounts with as many exchanges as you can. One of the best ways to decide is to go to coin market cap, and any coin that you're going to buy, it will list, like if we did Ripple right here. Any coin that you're going to buy, it's going to show you what exchanges. I might have been click happy. If you click on markets here, it'll show you who is selling that coin, right? So you can see here all the different exchanges and the price and the types of ways you can purchase. So a lot of coins you can purchase with Bitcoin. You can also purchase with Ethereum. A lot of times the fees with Ether are cheaper. The time from where your money hits, whether you go from Coinbase, transferring it to Binance, or any of the other exchanges, you'll find Ether moves a lot faster than Bitcoin. And the fees are less. So a lot of times if you can find like Ripple, you could do it with Ether. Sometimes that, it's up to you, but you could utilize Ether in that trade. But these are the different exchanges. So this is Binance, their homepage, and you can come here for some good information. It tells you the market high, the 24-hour changes. They have two ways. I'm trying to move this menu. Do you know how to move the menu, Lawrence? Can you see it, or is it just me?
So we can't see it, but if you just click on the menu and just drag it, it'll move.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right, thank you. That was covering up the menu bar for Binance.
I understand.
All right, so with the exchange, with Binance, and usually a lot of them, they tend to have an advanced and a basic, and that's kind of like what Coinbase is, what Kevin was talking about how GDAX is more of the institutional side of it. So it looks like this. So it's not as user-friendly as probably this. So all the exchanges have that same mechanism, and Binance has that as well. So they have two forms to trade, basic and advanced. They both do the same thing, they just look different. So it comes down to personal preference of how you like to look. I mean, the basic is, it doesn't show as much, and I think a lot of the candlesticks are not there that is in with the advanced, but this is what the basic platform looks like. And you would come here, you would select whatever coin you were going to buy, let's say AST, right? You click that. And then you could, at that point, see the price, what it's trading at. So it always will show you the last price here. It'll show you the 24-hour change. It will also show you the high and the low, so you can see where the price is trading right now in respect to that. And then you could come down here, if you scroll down, you'll be able to, this mouse again. There we go. You'll be able to select how much you want to buy based on the price. So there's 3 different ways, and I'm sure this is, going way too far, but market price is just what it's currently selling for. And stop limit.
Yeah, Jilea, before we even get to that, let's walk through the next step, right? In terms of, you have your money on Coinbase and you need to get into Binance, right? Because that's the next step before we talk about buying any other altcoins. Is that correct?
Sure, you're right. I did skip a step. Thank you, Lauren. All right.
No problem.
So, if you want to deposit funds, right? We were just talking about that. So you can select the coin that we were talking about, Bitcoin. We'll use that for the example. So if I wanted to get Bitcoin, if I wanted to take my Bitcoin from Coinbase to Binance, what I would do is I would first select from the deposit account Bitcoin. And then as soon as you select Bitcoin in the drop down, it's going to give you your Bitcoin deposit address, which is this long stream of numbers here. And if anybody wants to send me Bitcoin, I'm more than welcome, more than happy to take it. So you would highlight this address, right? And this is going to be really key for when you're sending money from Bitcoin. So if you were going to send money from Bitcoin, which is, as I said, I can't show you here right now, but you would click the send button. you would select the amount that you want to send, and you can select it in dollars, as well as Bitcoin. You can there's a toggle button where you can either decide to transfer it in dollars or in Bitcoin, and then you would place that address. It's going to ask you where is it going to, and you would copy this address, put it into that Coinbase. Let's see if the receive kind of gives you an idea too. Let's see. Oh no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. So, but you would click the send button. You put the address in from your Binance account and how much you want to send. And then what would happen is in a little while, you would see your balance, right? So you would see that you have a balance of Bitcoin. And there are ways that you can test to make sure. So I believe it has to be verified 6 times before it shows up in your account. But if you go to your balances, a lot of times it will show you at the bottom, depending on which one it is, any pending withdrawals. So, and withdrawals and transaction history, it will start to show. And each exchange is different. So with this one, it might show here that it's coming in. This was actually with Binance, you have to just keep refreshing. Bittrex will actually show you have a pending withdrawal. So then you can actually see that it did go through. So it can take from time to time up to, it could be within the hour. It could sometimes take 3 to 4 hours, depending on the volume that's being traded. But the key is to think, what account do you want to deposit into? You could do it from here as well. Let's say you were going to do E. You click on this, you click on deposit. They'll present you with an address. You copy this address into Coinbase or from any other place that you're transferring money into this exchange. The account that you are depositing into is a deposit address in the account. Excuse me. Right, is a deposit account, and the account you're sending from is either receive or based on is the withdrawal. So they call it withdrawal and receive are used interchangeably. But the biggest thing is to make sure that whatever coin you're trading, you want to make sure that you are also sending that same coin. So unfortunately, we didn't do a transaction, but the key is just making sure that the coins are the deposits. And then once you do that and the coins show up, then you can go to the exchange button on Binance, which is here. And I'll just show you what the advanced button looks like. The screen changes to dark. And it's just really personal preference because you can do both features on both. And then you're going to be ready to trade. So this is what the advanced feature looks like.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk about like just buying altcoins then if you already have it on the Binance exchange. So alternative to Binance, so as you guys see, there's 2 steps to the process, right? The first step is transferring from USD to one of the base cryptocurrencies. So basically like Bitcoin, Ethereum, so on and so forth, right? Litecoin is another one, right? For some of the exchanges, all right? So that's the first thing. So from there, once you have it in one of those base cryptocurrencies, that's when you can start trading via your altcoins via services like Binance or Bittrex or something like that. So there's 2 steps to the process. When you're going from the second to the third step, like going from, let's say, Coinbase to a Binance or Coinbase to a Bittrex or a Gemini to a Binance or a Gemini to a Bittrex, all right? You have to make sure that you transfer Bitcoin to Bitcoin, Litecoin to Litecoin, and so on and so forth, or you risk losing your money forever. So that's very, very important to understand. Now, once you have it in an exchange like Binance, that's when you can start trading altcoins. And Jilea and Kevin can walk you through that step in terms of how do you go about transferring something from a Bitcoin to Neo or some other altcoin that's out there.
Sure. Kevin, do you want to?
Yeah, if you would use your screen, since I don't have that right now, and go back to the deposit section.
Sure.
while they're doing that, one other thing is some of these exchanges right now will take for absolutely ever to do an enhanced verification, right? So like I set up mine weeks ago, and I'm still having problems like getting my Bittrex account completely verified, right? And it's been, weeks. So it might be because I live in Medellin instead of being in the States or something like that. But they're making me jump through a lot of hoops. So just try not to get frustrated. Try not to get frustrated. Try not to get overly concerned. You can still make trades and things like that. You just can't get your money out of the exchange until you go through the enhanced verification for some of the exchanges that are out there.
All right, Jilea, if you go to the funds, all right, now come down to balances. All right, folks. Now, if say you already have your Bitcoin in your wallet, what you would do is come to this screen. You will try to find the altcoin that you want on the left side, and you'll scroll down. Either you can enter in the symbol up there, or you can scroll down till you find the coin. Once you find that coin, if you would go over to the right side where you see trade, if you tap on trade, it'll give you an option if you want to buy it with Bitcoin or Ethereum. From there, if it's Bitcoin, you would hit Bitcoin, and it'll take you over to the trading side. So you'll be trading your Bitcoin for that particular altcoin.
Yep. Then you would come down.
Perfect. Yeah, so Anita asks, can you explain, so before we get to Anita, I just want to reintroduce Jilea and Kevin. So these are two of our 5 DU ambassadors. These are individuals that we brought onto the team who really just got started with cryptocurrency not long after you did, to show you, how it's done and how easy it can be to trade and deposit and withdraw money from your crypto assets, your cryptocurrencies, right? So they're on board. They'll be doing these nuts and bolts sessions all the time, and going through some of the trades, going through some of the methodologies, all those different types of things. To the DU, so to the actual audience, we thought it was important because although listening to myself, Boyce, Charles, Mark is great, we just wanted to make sure that that people just like yourself have gotten into this industry, have gotten into this field, and are doing very, very well. So I just want to put that out there, just so you know why they are the ones that are doing this this Q&A with you, this Nuts and Bolts Q&A.
All right, appreciate that, Lawrence.
Yeah.
If you will scroll down a little, I want to show them something on the buying side.
There we go.
Okay. Now, say you guys bought 1 Bitcoin, and you're not sure how much the Satoshis are equivalent to your US dollar. And say you don't want to use your whole entire Bitcoin to make a purchase. On Binance, they make it a little bit easier for us. One, when you enter the amount, if you see that little box on top of it, it tells you the actual fiat currency and how much it is, how much it's worth. Now, 2, also on the bottom of there, you see where it says 25, 20, 50, 25, 50, 75, 100%. That's the amount that you would purchase out of your Bitcoin that you have in there. So say you have 1 whole Bitcoin in there and you want to spend half of it on that particular altcoin, all you have to do is go down and hit 50%, and that's how much you would purchase out of your Bitcoin that's in your wallet. And so forth with 75% or 100%.
That's nice. Yeah. So Binance makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Binance makes it easy. Yeah. So I want to get back to Anita's question, just so we go through this one more time, because I think that's something that can be confusing when you first get started. you actually need two different accounts when you get started. You need an account to turn your money from USD into one of the base cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, like Litecoin, right? Then you need an exchange to turn your base level cryptocurrency into things that you can trade via altcoin, your different altcoins. And that's what an exchange is. So an exchange would be, I guess, something like Binance or Bittrex or whatever on that front to help you trade between one of the base level cryptocurrencies. And then trade between that and trade between the altcoins, right? So you need both to get your money in and out. If ultimately you want to keep it in USD, I know Mark, he likes to keep his stuff based in Bitcoin. So he doesn't really care how much USD he actually has. He cares about how many Bitcoin he has, right? So it's all your particular preference. And then you can take that stuff off and put it in a nano ledger wallet or whatever. However you want to store it for the long term. All right, let's see what other questions we have down here. Diane wants to know, what if you have only $100 or less? Can you still get started with all this?
Yes, absolutely.
I started with $50. So I started on Coinbase with $50. I didn't know what I was doing, right? So I was like, let me give this a try. And I didn't know whether I was going to lose my money. I didn't have any clue. So, and then when I saw my $50 start to grow, I was like, wait a minute. But absolutely. I mean, the thing that you have to keep in mind is fees, right? I think that's the most important thing. If I come over here, if you're going to buy anything, it's going to show you. So like, let's say I was going to use like my debit card, right? And I was going to buy $100. So if my budget's $100, you're not going to have $100 once the transaction goes through, because they're going to take $3.84 in fees. So you're going to end up with $96.16, give or take, right? So there's going to be about $3-4 per about $100 that you see. And then there are also fees when you transfer. So I think Kevin was speaking about that before, that Coinbase might not be the best place to transfer to some of the alt exchanges that you actually might want to set up a GDAX account. And GDAX is the parent account of Coinbase. So this is GDAX, and you would set this account up and it actually works with your Coinbase account. So when it's time to deposit money into GDAX, you'll see Coinbase is here. So you would just simply say, if you had a Coinbase balance, that you want to transfer it in. You can actually even transfer money from your bank account directly into GDAX. You don't have to go through Coinbase, but the fees on GDAX are much less. And there's no fees between Coinbase and GDAX. So if you want to transfer money from Coinbase into GDAX, there's no fees. But the fees are less, even though it's the same company on the GDAX.
Yeah, the only difference is on GDAX, you cannot use a credit card or a debit card to purchase. It has to be a bank transfer.
Absolutely.
So Jennifer wants to know, is Coinbase the only exchange that accepts US dollars, right? So no, they are not the only one. Like, so for example, I was having trouble setting up my Coinbase account. So instead I set up a Gemini account. What other ones are out there that allow you to transfer from USD into one of the base cryptocurrencies?
There's Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to pull up Gemini.
And I believe Coin Mama.
Coin Mama.
Coin Mama, okay.
So Coin Mama. Listen, when you're, sometimes people are going to Bitcoin ATMs, right? So I call Coin Mama kind of similar to that. This is Gemini.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually transfer USD or credit card into. You can use any form of payment really to get into Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Yeah. So yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and go ahead.
I was going to say the fees are a little high, but if you need it right away, the deal is too good to let go. Coin
Right. So, Coinbase is the safest. They make things the most user-friendly, for beginners. But, there's Gemini, there's CoinMama. I haven't actually used CoinMama or anything like that. From there, there are things in terms of transferring or like trading altcoins. You have things like Bittrex. You have things like Binance. KuCoin's another one, right? So you have like KuCoin. You have those types of exchanges to help you on that front as well.
And really, I think that's like the first step after you set up your Coinbase account, because what we've been seeing is that the more and more people learn about cryptocurrency is the more and more people are signing up, and a lot of these exchanges are filling up. So, just think about the coins that you might be thinking about investing in. And if they're on different exchanges, just try and at least start the process. You don't have to deposit any money to start the process, but just, get the username, get the password, do the verification so that when you're ready, you'll be able to, execute transactions, because for a while, Binance wasn't taking anybody new. Bittrex, I still don't think is taking anybody. They might be taking people that are new now, but the volume was just too much for them. And then you can't get certain coins that are only available on those exchanges.
Yes, and when you set up your accounts on the exchanges and you set up your Google authentication, please make sure you copy the key that they say to copy. Either write it down, or if you can, like I do, print it off. Because if something happens and you don't have that, you will not be able to get back on there for a while. And some exchanges won't let you back on, period.
That's very true. Very important.
And that's important to know too, right? Is security is extremely important when it comes to this space. Whether you're setting up, a Gemini account or a Bittrex or a Binance or whatever, all of these exchanges have two-factor authentication, meaning you need it's kind of like having two forms of ID to get into your actual account, right? So one is your password, and the second is like an authenticator app, right? So Google has an app called a Google Authenticator that's available on Android and iPhone, and probably still even BlackBerry. There's also another app that some of them use I believe it's called Authy. And also you can do some with just like your phone number. So they'll send you a text message whenever you're trying to sign in. That goes a really long way in terms of protecting your money, because that's the challenge with having all your money on an exchange at all time when it comes to like this crypto space, is exchanges have been hacked. Like you hear over and over again about exchanges being hacked. And if you're not actively trading on that exchange, you just don't want your money just sitting there and you actually getting hacked and losing all your money, because that happened, a couple of years ago. I can't remember what exchange got hacked. They lost, people lost all of their money that they had on the exchange. So while it's okay to keep some money in the exchange, but if you have a lot of it, you're not actively trading it, it might be better just to keep it in, some type of paper wallet or a nano ledger S or whatever, whatever tool that you want to use to kind of make that happen. So one question is, well, before we get to that question, thank you, Anita. Anita says, this is great. I am impressed with both of them, and it's only been 2 months that they've been in the program. That is very, very encouraging. So thank you, Anita, for that wonderful comment.
Stick with it.
Yeah, stick with it. Yeah. So it's definitely very new. But just go ahead and stick with it if you're just new to this space.
I do want to add something. I know everyone is new to this, so are we. But I don't want you to think that every month, or every 2 months, every 3 months that you're going to have to be placing money, I call it fresh money, into the account. The money that I started with back in December is all that I've invested. A lot of the other altcoins that I'm into now came from the profits that I've pulled off of the altcoins that I've made. So I remember, I think it was in the group, somebody had asked me a question before, well, how much money do you put in there every week, or how much money do you put in there every month? And I was like, well, truthfully, I haven't put in another cent from my initial start, which was close to $700 back in December. And right now I'm in about 19 different altcoins, and I have quite a bit of altcoins in each one.
A really good point.
Another good point is I'm reading the Facebook comments, and Julius is right. So Coinbase is insured by FDIC. I'm not sure what number that is up to. Is it $100,000? I'm not even sure, what number that's up to. But they have some insurance for your account. If they were hacked, you lost your money, that type of thing as well. They are also the most intrusive when it comes to asking for verifications and making you jump through a lot of hoops when you actually sign up to. So there are pros and cons to everything, depending how much more how much you want to get into this space.
Lawrence, a good point about that, since you bring that up, because I was happy to see that too with Coinbase. But I believe that the FDIC insurance is only if on your USD. So once you convert it into Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash on their system, that FDIC insurance goes away. So if you decide to put $1,000 in, and I'll show here, like if you had $1,000 in and you left it, in US dollars right here, that is what's FDIC insured up to, I don't know if it's 100,000, 150,000. But if you have it in any of these, then it's not.
Right. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I didn't know that either. So yeah, so I guess if you have already transferred it to Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of those other coins, Litecoin, it's no longer insured. So that's why it's important to get some of your money off of the actual exchange. Do you, Jilea, do you have a wallet or anything like that?
Yeah, so I have a My Ether wallet, and I also have the Ledger that I have been moving things off. And I'm one of those people that you just like to see what you have, and it's just easier, obviously, if you do it on the exchanges. But it's becoming something that I'm doing myself. Is that I'm steadily trying to pull off money and put it into the wallet. Now I will say, it takes a lot. It's a learning curve, right? When I started using the wallet, I had to go to YouTube and watch several videos because it's not user friendly. I'm not going to tell you it is. It's not. There's definitely going to be a learning curve in doing so. But, for the safety of your, of your funds, it makes sense to do. So.
Right. And maybe we'll have Charles do that on a Saturday. So transferring money from your exchange to an actual, either paper wallet or a hard wallet, or a nano wallet or something like that. So I'll ask Charles to do that for Saturday because it is a little more complicated to make that happen. But it's still important to protect your assets because that's essentially what this is. This is another form of currency, another form of cash, whatever. If you lose it, you lose it. Right. So, but that's why it's important to have, your private and public keys backed up in safe places, like that type of stuff too. But we'll get to that on Saturday. But we'll focus on the exchanges right now. Focus on other stuff a little bit later. Anita wants to know, what is fiat currency? Oh gosh, this is a Mark question. I know it is in theory, but what is fiat currency? So go ahead.
The fiat currency is just another word for money. Fiat currency is what each country that has a form of money is what is called globally. Like the US dollar, the Japanese yen, all those are a form of a fiat currency. So when you're talking from banks to banks, they call it fiat. We just call it money.
Right. Yeah. So we call it money, and people, a lot of people in the world have this illusion that fiat currency is backed by something. Right. They say, what is it backed by? Is it backed by gold? Or people think countries are still in the gold standard, that type of thing, and that is not the case at all. Right. So money. The concept of money just comes down to belief, right? So belief that this thing is worth, has some type of value. So to those people who ask, is your fiat currency, is it backed by gold? The next question I'll have is, what is gold backed by? What gives gold some intrinsic value? that other forms of currency don't have. So what currency is really backed by is trust in that particular government or that particular entity that's actually issuing it. Now, with like the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and things that are decentralized, the decentralized currencies don't have really anybody backing it. It's like you're believing in the system, you're believing in the algorithm, you're believing like trust in that versus believing in any one institutional body like the U.S. government or the Japanese government or the Colombian government and so on and so forth. So that's what fiat currency is. That's the only form of currency that most of us actually know. But cryptocurrency is really changing that game. I can't remember. So on Binance, how do you move the puzzle part? I can't move the puzzle part. Can you show how it works? That must be when you're. Go ahead.
I can show
the puzzle part.
I don't know who I'm competing against, but it's like a game.
Oh, and she's talking about when you're signing on?
Yeah, when you're signing on.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're like, what?
I tend to try to leave it about a quarter of an inch to the left because I've noticed when I go too far to the right, it always gets ate up.
So basically right here, you just want to kind of line it up the best way you can.
Yeah.
While the monster, so you don't want to take too long, but it's just trying to make sure you're a real person.
Yeah, so that's another thing. With the Google authentication number, it changes every 60 seconds, right? So, like, nobody's going to have that code. I mean, if they don't have, like, both forms of identification in, like, that 60-second period, then they can't log into your account. So that's why, the authenticator apps are very important. But still, this is live stream, so we're going to, have Jilea take her screen down. So you don't even know either piece of information.
Something I was thinking of.
All right, let's see here. So Anita asks, are you able to purchase smaller than 25%? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but
Yes.
you can purchase any amount of coin that you want to purchase, right? Like down to the Satoshi. The Satoshi is just, I don't even know how small of a Bitcoin that is. Do you know, Kevin or Jilea?
How small one Satoshi is?
Yeah, how big is one Satoshi?
That's like less than a penny. Like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like 7 zeros, 0.701, something like that.
Yeah, so go ahead, Kevin.
There is a limit, or how can I say a limit? There is a minimum purchase that you have to purchase because they also are charging you a fee when you make a trade. And so it has to be high enough for the fee to get covered and for you to make your purchase. So there is a minimum, but yes, you can go lower than 25%.
Christopher wants to know, Jilea, are you ready by chance?
Yep, I am.
All right, cool. Let me answer Christopher first. Will we get alerts from Jarvis to notify us to sell altcoins we purchased? Yes, you will get email alerts, and we also put it in the DU community when there are buy sell recommendations, that type of thing, what to do, what exactly to do. We just give our recommendations in terms of what Jarvis spits out. So yeah, so the answer to that is yes. So if you're in the DU, a member of the DU, you do get those. And David, in terms of the altcoins back to your wallet, we'll discuss that on, let's say, Saturday session. So I'll make sure that Charles discusses that then. All right, go ahead, Jilea.
So what would you like me to show?
I think she just wanted to know how to move the little puzzle. She couldn't move the puzzle.
Oh, you Oh, you didn't see it before? No?
No, I don't think she saw it.
Oh, okay. Let me log out again.
Oh, sorry about that. Did you see it, Kevin? Maybe I just missed
I
it.
saw it.
Oh, you saw it. Okay, I'm sorry. I have this big old window open on my screen. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Stop your. Well, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the puzzle piece, and you just want to line it up as close as you can.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Diane wants to know, what is a paper wallet? Did you want to take a stab at that, Kevin?
A paper wallet is a free wallet. Some people like them, some don't. The reason why is because if something happens to the paper, you lost all your money. And, you know, if you have, well, the same thing can happen on your nano ledger, but it's much, how can I say this? It can happen easier if you have it on a piece of paper. Like something could happen to it, kids could find it, throw it out. You forget about it, throw it out. Something spill up on it, and it mess up one number, and your money's gone forever.
Sorry, I'm eating some wonderful chicken my wife cooked for me. Yeah. Yeah. So that's so a paper wallet. It's just another form to store your currency, right? It consists of a public key and a private key, and you need both to really extract that money and change it to whatever form you want to turn it into. So that's all.
This is what a
right.
paper wallet is. So just to give you an idea, like my Ether, this is like an example. What it looks like. So it'll have your address, and then it has your private key and these two barcodes.
Right. It has 2 QR codes as well. So the reason why some people like paper wallets is because it is off the internet, right? So it's just a piece of paper. So although you can lose it in other ways, it is something that cannot be hacked, right? Or at least at this point, it's the hardest thing to actually hack because it is never actually on the internet. So it might be in a safety deposit box, or it might be somewhere else, in some safe place, but it's not on the internet. So I had a friend recently who had his computer hacked, right? And they actually got all of his wallets and his keys and that type of stuff. But they actually didn't know that they had them. So he, fortunately, he kept all of his money, but he still got hacked and was at risk of losing, $10,000, on that transaction, or like on those transactions in particular wallet that he had on his computer in terms of public and private keys, right? So that's why people like paper wallets, is to keep that stuff offline. So it's harder for hackers to actually hack and get into your money. Oh, so hold on. So Jennifer wants to know, is it possible to go back and get those keys? I think she's talking about the Authenticator app. I have my phone, but I did not write those 2 FAs down. Well, if you have your phone, right? So what they usually make you do when you even set up the 2-factor authentication, you had to go through steps to actually set up your 2FA, right? So if you have your phone and you set it up on your phone, anytime that you log into the app, what you would see is like a 6-digit code that changes every 60 seconds when you log back into the app. So if you have completed the process, then if you have your phone, you should not have any challenges or problems. But at the same time, make sure that you get that code or back it up somewhere. I think you can still, but I'm not exactly sure. But make sure you back up that code somewhere. Because if you lose your phone, then you will not be able to get back into your account, or they'll make it very, very difficult to do so.
Yeah, if since you still have it you know, even though you don't have the code, if you go on to the support for whatever exchange you have and tell them what happened and that you want to set it up again, since you're on, they will help you reset that so you could do it over again, and then, you know, of course, copy it. Because one somebody in the DU happened to him, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where he didn't have the code, and it took about a week for them to get back to him, but they helped him reset it so he was able to get back in.
Right. Yeah. So they'll take us. Yeah, don't lose that code. I mean, if you can afford not to, don't lose that code. That's the symbol of it. But if you have, they'll help you. But it's going to take some time for you to get back in.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of people were asking about the paper wallets. So we answered that. How do you remove the altcoins? Oh, so that's another thing. How do you remove the altcoins for storage? All right. We'll go over that on Saturday. Yeah, but you can use a paper wallet. You can use a nano ledger. There are also online wallets, right?
They're online like Jax. Yeah, so there's Jax. And the thing about the online, like when you move it from, let's say, one of the exchanges to the ledger to, you know, my Ether wallet, it happens really fast. What you'll start to learn is that transfers from like Coinbase to any of the exchanges or GDAX, it takes some time, but it's different when you're moving it to a hard wallet. It happens pretty much in like within 5 minutes. Your whatever you transferred from those exchanges will be in your hard wallet, and vice versa. When you have it in your hard wallet, putting it back on those exchanges, it happens in like 5 minutes. The key is that you want to make sure that you have your hard wallet with you. So, for instance, if you're going to use like a ledger like this one, you actually have to have it with you, plug it into your system to connect to the internet to transfer back the altcoins that you moved off the exchange. If you have a My Ether wallet and it's just on, you have to be connected to the internet with your computer. And Jax the same thing, but Jax is, pretty mobile, so you could take that wherever. So the key is that if you think you're going to be making some trades for the day off of your hard wallet, make sure that you carry it with you because you won't be able. But once you have it, it's really fast to go back on.
Yeah. And
Go ahead, Kevin.
One more thing before someone has a heart attack like I had back in December. Every now and then on all the exchanges, a wallet goes under maintenance when they're adjusting either something's wrong or they catch something, but a wallets go under maintenance. And while it's under maintenance, you won't have access to it. So I just want to put that out there sometime. And on some exchanges like Hitbit, some wallets be on maintenance for 2 weeks like mine was. And I was having a heart attack because I think it was my side coin had went up to almost 9 cents or 10 cents. And I was like so ecstatic and I wanted to sell some of them to take my profit off. And I couldn't get in there. And man, was I, woo. If there was a location in the country, I'd have drove there that day. But yeah. Don't have a heart attack. It happens sometimes, and it's just something that happens. So I just want to put that out there. So don't get scared like something's wrong and somebody's taking your stuff. Yeah, it's okay.
Right. Yeah, that's an excellent point. So Michael Rivera asks, can you just make copies of the paper wallet or just jot the numbers down, or do you need the original paper? So you can make as many copies of the wallet as you actually want. What's important is that public key and that private key. The reason why the QR codes are there is because if you make just one small error when you are moving money with the public key or the private key, you're going to lose that money. Right. So that's why they have those QR codes there as well. So, but you can make copies of it, put them in different locations. Note that, the more copies that you have, though, the more chance that someone else might find that copy of that wallet or something like that. Right. So, yeah. Where do you get a paper wallet?
The most popular one, I believe, is the My Ether wallet. That's the one that's highly recommended. I mean, there are others that you can get, but you just go to myetherwallet.com and it takes like less than I think 2 minutes to set up, and then they will issue you a paper, that paper wallet that we showed an example of, and you just keep it and store it wherever you store your key document.
Are there fees to transfer to the wallets?
Yes, I believe there is, but not much. It's very nominal.
Right. Do you have any fees when you transfer?
Go ahead, Kevin.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, I was saying, depending on the exchange, as far as how much you're going to be paying for the fees, every exchange is different.
All right. Let's see. When you buy the altcoin, how do you set your coins in a hold pattern? Yeah. So I think I understand your question. So when you buy the altcoin, how do you set your coins in a hold pattern? Or do you guys do that?
No, I don't do that.
What's the whole? Help me understand.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure your question, Pat. So if you need, you can re-ask that question. But once you buy an altcoin, it's like you're holding that altcoin, right? So I guess it's kind of already in a hold pattern. Now, some of the exchanges, I think they have, I don't know if they have algorithmic trading on those where you can set certain triggers and you can sell if it hits a certain price, that type of thing. But once you purchase that coin on an exchange like Bittrex or Binance or whatever, you are actually holding that coin. So I'm not exactly sure your question in regards to the hold pattern.
Bittrex, Binance have that stop limit feature.
Right. So John asked, and I'll take this one. So this might be a little bit advanced, but when you are looking for an altcoin, what is the minimum amount of supply you should look for to be a good candidate? We will not answer that question on tonight's session. This is about the crypto basics, but we talk a lot about that in the Facebook group. All right, so this is being streamed to the Black Crypto Investing group, which is our larger group. So if you have that question, I'm sure other community members would love to talk to you about that. So go ahead and post it in Facebook on the Digital Underground Coin Investors group and start a discussion about it. But it'll probably go back to the the 2 questions, 3 keys, that type of thing. But I know you're just asking about the supply piece. But yeah, go ahead and ask that on the Facebook group. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the questions over here. Crypto. Yeah, so a couple people like Lisa, and then also on Facebook, who said that? Someone had trouble with Polynex on Facebook. I can't remember who that person actually was. But some people are having trouble registering for these accounts. Can you give them any advice or encouragement?
Yes. Poloniex.
Yep. Uh-huh.
It took me a month to get on there. And the reason why, my camera on my PC, for some reason, it didn't take clear pictures. So what I ended up having to do is have my wife take a picture with me holding my license and the paper with the date on it to get the clear picture, and then uploading that to the PC to put in there. So for those, that have a problem with that part, that works tremendously.
Right. So Lisa, and what about you, Jilea? I'm sorry, you had something to say too.
No, I was going to say that, it just like what Kevin said, I feel like you almost have to be like a professional photographer and then have amazing balance.
Hey.
You have to hold it and smile at the same time and look and get that clear photo, and it's about the angle and the lighting and all of that. But I will say they're all different, right? Like for instance, Gemini, I haven't been waiting to get on Gemini since I started with the DU, and I don't even understand why. And it's just like some of them, it just takes forever. Others you get on right away. I don't want to say it's like luck, but just keep checking, keep trying. And that's why I really encourage just trying to apply for as many as you can, so that, while one is pending, it's not stopping you from being able to make moves, and some of them will. Gemini, I've heard great things that they'll give you $500 right away. Once you get approved, up to $500, you can access of your money right away. But I haven't been able to get on. And, I was with someone the other day and they got on right away. And I'm like, I'm still pending. And she was like 100% verified. So the tough thing is, because of the volume of so many people signing up right now, it's hard to call. There's no customer service to really call. So, don't get frustrated with that too. Right now, I don't think they were prepared for the level of volume that they've all received. So I would just say, just keep trying others. Bitrix went down. That's when everyone went to Binance. Then Binance got, Binance went down. And then, you just find other ones. Qcoin is great. And that, that's a recommendation from the DU anyway, because you actually get residual. If you hold Qcoin, they actually give you kind of like dividends on all the coins that are traded on Qcoin. So, a lot of these exchanges have different benefits too. So it's good to look into that.
Yeah.
So if you send an altcoin, or if you send to an altcoin wallet, does that altcoin wallet need to be set up first? By definition, I believe yes. Right. So because you need a public key and a private key, or you need like a public key of that wallet to send it to it. And the only way to get the public key of the wallet is to actually set up the wallet first.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of this, or I don't know much about this. So Erica Beach says CEX.io, so sex.io, or I don't know how to say it, that IO accepts USD, a few pairs. But thanks for that. I personally haven't used that or anything like that, so I can't vouch for that or say it's not good or anything like that. But thanks for that information. For you guys who want to take that and run with it.
Yeah, a question that I have been asked. Someone had called me one time, was asking me about an exchange, and they were scared because they seen a lot of reports that the exchange was a bad exchange or whatever. People remember, if you're buying a coin and you're going to be taking it off and putting it in a wallet, then what's happening on the exchange shouldn't be a problem for you. Now, if you're going to leave it on the exchange, then I would say don't use one of those exchanges. But if you plan on buying the altcoin and then taking it off and put it in a cold storage wallet, then it shouldn't be no problem to use any exchange out there if it has that altcoin on it.
So for those who don't know, what is a cold storage wallet, Kevin?
A cold storage wallet is like a paper wallet, I would say. Or is that a hard wallet? A cold storage wallet is something that you're going to take off and have it off where nobody can have access to it. So yeah, it would be like a paper wallet.
Right. Or even what I guess what a nano ledger, would that be a cold storage wallet too, or no?
No. Well, I guess it can kind of be a cold storage wallet because it's not hooked up to anything until you hook it up to your computer.
Your computer, right. So, okay, cool. Can someone explain?
No, I'm different. I'm sorry.
You are different. Yeah, that's why we left you. That's right. So Jennifer, okay. Can someone explain how you pull profits from a coin? I think I have an idea, but I don't want to screw anything up.
How you pull profits from a coin, so you would want to sell it to get your profit? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just anything, right? So I guess you could just take out your profits, or you can take out more if you wanted to take out more, right?
So a lot of times people say there's different strategies. It's really up to you what strategy you choose. But a lot of times, something you might hear a lot of is people saying that they are just leaving their profits, right? So they're taking out what their initial investment was. So if you put $100 in, it goes to 300. You pull off the 100 and leave the 200 to continue to grow. Or vice versa, if you put in 100 and it grew to 3 and you want to take the profits, you could, withdraw $200 by selling the coin. So how you get your profits is literally that you would just calculate how much you want to sell on the exchange, and you would put that amount in, the number of coins you want to sell, and then it would go back into whatever the base currencies that you use to purchase it. So whether that's Bitcoin or Ethereum, or usually are the two most popular. And then from there, if you wanted to actually carry it all the way through to back to your bank account, then you'd have to transfer it to one of the exchanges like Gemini or Coinbase or GDAX, and then you would just transfer it back to your bank.
Right. So it's basically a process to get it in and also to get it out. Jennifer, I just saw you ask that question. So yes, Coinbase and Gemini are similar to where you can only buy the major ones like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. But then you need something like a Bittrex or a Binance to actually trade between altcoins. We're almost at the end, guys. So Diana wants to know, does Jarvis recommend what exchange you should use? No, we do not recommend that. I can tell you which ones are most popular, right? But we don't recommend any one exchange or anything like that. So getting your money from USD into the base level cryptos like Bitcoin. Coinbase is popular. Gemini is popular. Am I missing one? GDAX, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So GDAX is popular too. Now, when you want to exchange between altcoins, you have things like Bittrex, you have things like KuCoin, Polonix, right? And I feel like I'm missing a major one, Binance. Yeah, so you have stuff like Binance too. So I think that is all of the questions that we have in the Zoom chat of our new DU customers. Let me see here. No, Catherine, I did not say that Bittrex was recommended by the DU. I said that is one of the options that you have. We recommend that you all sign up for as many exchanges as you can. So all the major ones like Bittrex, there's KuCoin, there's Polonix, there's Binance. Then getting your money into actual crypto, you have GDAX, you have Coinbase, you have Gemini.
Yeah, sign up for as many exchanges as you can. I'm probably signed up with about 15 different exchanges, even though I don't use them.
Right. So, yeah, we're going to be running. That's all the questions for tonight. So those of you guys who are watching on the Black Crypto Investing page, we're going to be running another Emancipation Equation Summit on, I believe, February 9th, 10th, and 11th. Whatever that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is. Yeah, so 9th, 10th, and 11th. If you want to join us then, we'll be talking about all this stuff again. Basically going over the same information that we went over this past weekend, but we're just going to be running the replay of that. One thing that I'm very proud of right now is our Net Promoter Score and just the customer survey and feedback that our customers of the DU have given us. So let me share my screen again for that. Yeah, so we have a score of a 63 on a scale of -100 to 100. And anything over 50 is considered excellent, and anything over like a 65 to 70 or so is considered world class, right? So the people who have joined the DU, they really love what it is that they're doing. For those of you guys who saw the webinar this past weekend, you saw us mention the number that 92% of our customers either like us or love us, and the vast majority love us. And this is the hard data that actually comes from, right? So we see that 72% of the people gave us a 9 or a 10, and 20% of the people actually like us. We still have some work to do for those individuals, and we're going to make sure that we do that. And about 8% of the people just don't like, they don't really like what we're doing. So we're going to work with them as well. But this score is on this par with Apple, it's on par with Google, it's on par with Southwest, the leaders, and these different spaces that are out there. So I'm proud of the team that we built to bring the DU to our audience base, and looking forward to seeing what we can accomplish in the future. So, Jilea or Kevin, do you guys have any closing thoughts or words for the viewers out there?
Yeah, I will say welcome aboard. Happy to have you. And we look forward to seeing everybody in the future, including all of us making some money. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. I second that. I'm happy that you are here. We're here to help you. And any questions that you might have, you can always, message me on Facebook and I'll try and help you. And if I can't, I'll make sure we find who can help you and, just stay with it. I know it's a big learning curve. I remember when I first saw Charles from Coinbase at GDAX, I was like, what in the world is he doing? Right. And now I can do it in just as fast a time as he can. I was like, he was almost like a different language. Right. So it gets easier. And especially when you start to see your money increasing, you like, you know what, it's worth learning. So just stick with it, but know that we're here to help.
Yeah, I also want to add one thing. For those just starting out, if you ever have any questions, and I know some people are timid and don't like asking them in the Facebook page, if you message me, I'm a truck driver and I'm driving all day long. I will be more than happy to answer you back. And if I'm driving, I'll give you my number and you can call me and we can actually talk. So don't feel like you're in this by yourself and you don't have any help. Everybody in the group will gladly help you. And if you just need some one-on-one and don't want everybody else to know, you're more than welcome to give me a call.
Well, thank you for that, Kevin. And Jilea, thank you for your time. So as a reminder, both Jilea and Kevin are two of our DU ambassadors. So these are individuals who have shown, dedication to the digital underground and want to share the knowledge and expertise that they've gained over this short amount of time in the crypto space to help other people along so they can create the same type of wealth that they've created so far within the space. So thanks to our DU ambassadors for spending their time today to walk through this crypto nuts and bolts. The next session for new members will be on Saturday. I'm not exactly sure actually what time on Saturday, but you will be receiving an email on that front. So with that, if you want to sign up for the next Emancipation Equation, go ahead and head over to bitcoin.theblackbusinessschool.com. That is bitcoin.theblackbusinessschool.com. All right, with that being said, thank you for your time tonight. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night.